Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. In this video we are going to create our shooter enemy. So I will just delete this enemy, the older one, we don't need it at all, and we will create shooter enemy. For a shooter enemy you can also bring your own gun models if you want to add some gun models. I have just imported this low poly guns pack, and it includes lot of guns and very nice guns, so you can also use your own asset for guns. Okay, so let's create shooter enemy. So for shooter enemy I will just make now the right enemies actually, because we will make these enemies as a prefab, and then we will use our these enemies in our levels. So let's open the prefabs, and here are enemies, and we have these enemies, and I will just start with first enemy. And let's go to Invector AI controller, create new AI, and here we will drag drop our model. We will select the AI shooter. Okay, this one, Invector AI shooter animator controller. Also for FSM behavior we can select FSM shooter. Okay, so we have shooter boss and shooter sniper as well, and we will learn about this in future videos as well. So after that we will click on create, and now we have our shooter enemy. Okay, so I will just place it at right position so for testing purpose. So here I will just move it with player, so that we can check that whether he is attacking on our player or not. So now you can see that we have our shooter enemy here. Okay, so for shooter enemy I will just change its name to for shotgun enemy. Okay, so we will add shotgun for this enemy. So for this enemy I will just select the enemy, and here in right side you can see the settings. So first of all we will move to our shooter controller, and inside detection tab we will select player for detect player. Also for detect tags we will select player, and we will also add detection point reference for our enemy. So we will extend its spine, and inside head we will add a empty object, and we will rename it to eyes, and we will select shortcut gun enemy, and we will drag drop eyes here. So now if we debug, then you can see that we have our detection point here, and he can detect the player as well, I think. So I think we have to move this little bit lower, these eyes. You can place these eyes anywhere you want, and I will add these eyes at approximately at this point, at chin point, or maybe a little bit lower. Okay, so that's nice. So after that we can add gun for this player. Before adding the gun we have to add one more setting. We have to move to shooter manager, and inside shooter manager we have damage layer option. Okay, so we have to add player here as well. Okay, so we have default and player, default and player. This is very important, otherwise it will not damage our player. Okay, so now I will just uncheck this debug visual detection, and now we have to add gun for our player. So for adding gun we can just go to Invector AI, we can go to prefabs, and inside weapons we have these guns: shotgun, we have assault rifle, we can have a sniper as well. Okay, So we can just drag drop any gun here and we can add this gun for our player. Okay, so now you can see that this is our default gun, but if we want to change the model of gun, then how we can do that? Okay, so I will show you that. So here this is our AIV shotgun, and this is actually the prefab. Okay, so I will just duplicate this gun here. Okay, and I will just delete the original shotgun and I will just rename it to shotgun 2. Okay, just like this. So now this is a new prefab. Now in this prefab I will just I will just make this prefab first. Okay, let's add it here, original prefab. So now we will delete this prefab. Okay, from here, and now you can see that we have one shotgun, the original one, and one prefab here. Okay, the another second prefab. So we will just drag drop this prefab here inside our game, because we don't want to disturb the original one. Okay, so I have just added this prefab, and now we can change the mesh of this prefab. Okay, so I will just click on open before changing the main gun. Okay, open. So then we can make changes for this gun, and we have these low poly guns here, and let's extend the prefab, and we have I think shotgun. We should have shotgun for our player, and we don't have actually. Let's see where is. I think yeah, this is shotgun. Yeah, this is nice. So we will place it here. This is the model, and this is actually the renderer. Okay, this the older gun mesh is here. Okay, so we can change this. We can add this new model to this renderer now. Okay, so what we can do, we can just select this gun, and we will just I will just move it to the right place of actually we will make it to 0 0 0 0 0 0. Okay, so it will be at exact place of our older gun, and but you can see the size is different. And where is our older gun? I don't know. Yeah, actually it's small. Okay, it's very small, so we have to make it small as well. So 0.5 maybe, 0.5 and 0.5. So we will just make it to 0 position, and we will make it small. Okay, let's scale it from here, and yeah, it's too big. So let's move it here, and we will make it a little bit bigger like this. And yeah, now I think we have same size for both guns. I think yeah, little bit more bigger we need. Okay, so that's nice. I think now the size is good. I think so. When we are happy with our size of new renderer, then I will just make it 0 and 0, and actually no, 0 0 is not good. We will just make it here. Okay, so now when we are happy with final position, then what we can do, we can change its name to renderer. Okay, so before that we will just move these all of the objects here to the new game object, this one. Okay, so this is important. So also we have actually the animator on this Invector shotgun animator on this. renderer. Yeah, actually this is the problem. So what we can do, we can just put these things inside this model. We will change the name to renderer. Also we will add this animator, which is this one component, to this renderer component. Okay, so let's add it here. Copy component, paste component as new. So now Invector shotgun is here, and this renderer contains animator. So we got mesh filter, so we also have mesh filter here. Yeah, that's fine. So we can delete this renderer now. Also this pump, actually this is the pump, and we have this pump here and we don't need it. So inside this pump we have left hand IK. Okay, so this is important actually. So left hand IK, we can put it inside the main renderer. Okay, like this, and we can just delete this pump now. So now hopefully we have a new gun with the same style, hopefully. So let's test it out. So this is our new gun, and I will just make this as a prefab again, and we have updated the prefab, I think. So we go to prefabs, weapons, then you can see that we have updated prefab. Yeah, that's fine. So now now if we delete this shotgun, we can place this shotgun whenever we want. Okay, so now we have added this gun to our scene, and we will add this gun to right hand of our character. So let's extend the right hand, which is here, right shoulder, right arm, right forearm, right hand. Inside right hand we will create an empty object and we will rename it to handler. Okay, handler. And inside handler we will place our shotgun. So let's add it here, and then we will add we will reset the position. Just make it reset position and reset rotation as well. So now if we press F, you can see that our gun is here, and with our shooter enemy, and if we play the game it will hold the gun right away. Okay, so let's play the game and we will see. Before that I will just make our player inactive, so we can only see the enemy. So let's play the game and hopefully it will hold the gun. So let's see what will happen. So now if we press scene, you can see that our player is holding gun. Okay, that's fine, but you can see that he is in not in shooting position. Okay, so we want to set up our weapon according to our enemy. Okay, also you can see the IK is not good actually for these characters, so we have to set these things. So we will select our enemy, which is this one, and inside this shooter controller we have this bug, and we will go to shooter setting, and we will click on lock aim debug. So it will move to our aim position. Okay, you can see this is our aim position, but it is not good, we have to fix it. So we will select handler. Okay, and now we will rotate it to adjust the location. Okay, so like this we have to move it right place. So we can also click here to make small tweaks, and this side is fine, and we will zoom in and we will make it rotate like this, sorry, this, and from front we can make it move. So it can take some time, okay, so be patient and make it at right place. Okay, so no, we don't want to change it, and you can also see that hand is here, so I think we need a little bit more rotation to outside like this. So yeah, here I think it's good, and size of gun I think is fine, maybe. So we will test it out, and then we can position it at right place inside hands, and you can see hand is inside, so I will just make it little bit here. Yeah, so we'll move ammunition here again. Yeah, I think now it's in good position. Yeah, so yeah, that's fine. So that's in good position, and fortunately you can see that left hand is also at right position, approximately at right position. Okay, although we can modify the left hand position as well. Okay, so before moving further to left hand, we will just copy this transform copy component, and then we will click on this button, and then we will add new values to our gun. Okay, so now if we play, then you will see that the player will hold, the enemy will hold weapon in right way. So let's see. Yeah, you can see he's holding the weapon in right way. Okay, although the left hand IK is not looking so good. So for fixing this problem, we can select our shotgun enemy, we can go to shooter settings, we can aim, and then for left IK we can select IK options, which are I think inside shooter manager, and here is IK rotation offset and IK position offset. So if we move here and if we make changes in the left IK rotations, you can see the we can change these properties. Okay, so I think we have this. Actually the mesh of this character is not compatible, too much compatible with Invector. Okay, so because you can see this shoulder angle is not fine, too much fine as we want. Okay, so I will just make it a little bit, actually this one we want to add small tweaks like this, and for Z axis I think, and 0.05 will be 0.4 will be nice position, and here, and hands are actually bigger than the gun. Okay, and so this problem we can also solve. So that's fine, I think. So we are happy with this position, and then we can just copy this component, copy component, and then we can add this in shooter manager properties, paste component values. So that's fine. So if we play now, then maybe it will be at right position. So If it is, then we are happy with this. Yeah, actually that's nice. Yeah, so now you can see the enemy is following us. He can reload, he can shoot us again and again. Okay, so that's it for this video. In next video we will move further with our course.